WitchClass Cycle 1, what the hell is this? Class number...
7. We were just
no,
talking about outside.
so 7, so no.
6 was the...
Wheel of the Year, 7,
6.
circle casting, this is 8, this is quarter calls we're doing
5
today.
was Wheel of the Year.
No, 5 is Gods and Goddesses.
Oh,
Okay.
alright.
Yeah.
Welcome to one of the classes, which could be anywhere between 1 and 13.
Yes, class number 8.
Quarter calls.
Quarter calls, yay! Now, I said in the introduction, class number 1, that class number 3 is my favorite class. It's basic spells. So if you're going to have a favorite, you kind of have to have a least favorite. This is my least favorite, but here's why. I know it's not the best advertising, but here's why. Quarter calls are really rather universal. Native American, they don't call the quarters, but they honor the 4 directions. Certainly in witchcraft, there's a lot of circle casting, and then you call in the directions. And it's a lot of fun to do, and the way we teach it is a lot of fun. But doing a quarter call that's already written is a lot easier than understanding the mechanics of how a quarter call works. Like, how many of you drive? I mean, this is just a silly metaphor, but it really works. Like, everybody drives pretty much. But do you understand the laws of thermodynamics? Not necessarily. Do you need to know that to drive a car? Do you have to understand what a crankshaft is? Sounds like a drug, personally. What the hell is a crankshaft? You have to know what a manifold is, and how an axle works, and how a spark plug, I'm guessing, is a plug that sparks.
It's not.
I don't know. That's not my expertise.
That's my husband knows that shit. I don't know
So this is almost like an auto parts class tonight, but it's metaphor. It's definitely metaphor.
It's more fun.
It is more fun than that, because quarter calls are great, but you're going to find out that they are really spells unto themselves. So buckle in. We actually have a hands-on thing tonight after we're done with class. I'm going to move the camera up again so we get that above shot, and we'll talk about that before all that happens. Cool beans?
Well, yeah. So last week we talked about circle casting, and we said that a circle is actually a poof. Look, it's a circle. Happy witch. It's actually a bubble. It's not, but you can have an outline. So when we're standing looking at each other, this would be the perspective. Happy little witch.
The horizontal perspective.
Yes, the horizontal.
And if you took a bubble and like a soap bubble on the counter, where the bubble interfaces with the counter, it would make a ring, and that's what most people think the magical circle is, but it is actually above and below, as she has drawn.
Right. So, I mean, if you're looking at it from above, we're going to actually, divide the circle.
Cut
Now,
it in quarters, like 4 quarters to $1. You're going to cut a pie in 4 quarters, big ass pieces, depending on the size of the pie.
We have the 4 directions,
Yep.
right? Now, we talked about circle casting last week, how it is a boundary. It is a boundary between whatever is outside and whatever is inside. Okay? Now, is it steel? Is it impenetrable? If you walk up to it, are you going to smack your face and fall down? If you're in the movie Practical Magic, yes.
Yeah.
But otherwise, no. So how do things come in and out of the circle? They're our intention. It is our intention.
That we draw them in, we call them in.
The quarters actually open up little portals at each of the directions so stuff can come in. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Sometimes stuff hangs out outside of circle at their appointed quarters, but a lot of the times you're calling in quarters to come inside the circle with you.
And that's just half of it. Because
Yes.
once you bring it in, you got to learn how to send it back.
Yes.
So everybody got that? You
It's
get
like,
the
yeah,
concept?
circle casting. What goes up must come
Must
down.
come down.
What comes in should go out.
What's interesting, and I don't know, I haven't read every book on witchcraft, certainly not every book on magic, and certainly not every website. Who's got time? I don't have time for that. But it's kind of funny to even just Google it and look what comes up, and they give you how to call it in, but not how to send it back.
Sometimes, yes. Depends. It depends.
No, it depends on the author. It depends on who's doing it. Yeah, there are a lot of calls, not so many returns. So, we're going to start with what is a quarter call. It is a spell of invocation